So the meditations and the pranayama exercises that you do connected with every chakra will stimulate the content. When the content is stimulated, conflict alongside with the content also surface. And emotions alongside with that will also surface. So we need to have a basic sanity to deal with the surfacing. It is not bad. If it is there, it's more dangerous. If it comes out, it's better. Otherwise, it will remain there. We are sitting on the heap of all these things, on a heap of all these things, but we don't know what to do about it. And the life will continue like this. Now we can deal with everything, and when we become old, we may be weak, we will be abandoned, we will be alone, and nobody takes care of you. All the expectations, all the things which we have done to the society and to the children. I brought my children in their life, struggled for that. Now nobody is coming and looking at me even. Even a phone call is difficult for them. You have done your job, but you are expecting something. This is a complaint we used to see. Now most of the children in Kerala are outside India. Nobody have time to call the parents. Maybe the time different, 10 hours different. They have to remain awake to call the parents. Maybe not working. They get dejected. And the children, they get prick of conscience. I'm showing the extreme sides of things. So that is why, if we wanted to master ourselves, we need to trigger the observation to understand. Many things we may not observe, we may not see. Even when we observe, we may not see. So deeper things we may not see. So you have to trigger it. So you put the key and you open the door, you enter there and you see what is there as an active content in the second strata of your psyche, which is the second chakra work. All the deceptions that we do, all the trickeries that we play to get the company of somebody, all the false cry which we do, all these things are there. Pretext, drama, accusation, then pretending something which is not you, for actually ease the situation or create something there. And so there is a lot of game playing and trickery is there in the second chakra. It behaves like a crocodile. The symbol of the second chakra is a crocodile. Crocodile is the animal which is there in the amphibian, which is there in the water and the land, and then it goes and you open the mouth and take the prey inside and started to cry. That's why they put the crocodile there. Because when they close the mouth, the food is there, the mouth, it presses the tear gland and goes on crying. And the second chakra person behaves like a crocodile. Goes on crying to get sympathy from people, company and companionship. For that, lot of emotional things they present. Both. And so there will be no problem. Everybody knows both are playing the same game. So all these things are going on inside, and then we do practice also. The basic requirement for the practice is little clarity and little cleanliness, what you call no conflict state for going ahead with the practice, and flexibility. Because when we are holding strong things inside, we are really tightening our muscles and cells and tissues and everything. Because always there is you either be in a defensive position or maybe like aggressive and offensive. And there is maybe very rare time only the person may be balanced. Even when a person is in a balanced position, a challenge becomes immediately strong and become very aggressive, unpredictable. So we all have all these things, and it is very important as part of our transformation. We need to understand all these things. And those things which you have not seen, you have to trigger. And when you trigger, all these things will surface, and then You can remain as the observer of what is triggered, and then you understand it, and then you go ahead to the next plane. And the second chakra is a very, very, very strong position. Very awesome. In this very feeble, flexible, should be flexible. The person should be very flexible in the second chakra. If a person becomes stubborn in the second chakra, he cannot have a social life at all. He will destroy the family. And then when something happens, no trust will be there in the family. Always suspicious. 3 people are living in the family and 3 of them are suspecting each other what the other one is doing. No trust, suspicious, and then inflicting ideas on the other one. I am right always, nobody else is right, and you have to follow my right. And then there is no family, there is no society, there is nothing. And we can look whether we are doing it in our life or not. And so if we needed to refine, we have to enter there and understand who I am. It's very important. And so spiritual work is not a small thing in that respect. You have to go deeply into yourself and then see all the things which is known to you now, then trigger the system. Things which are not really visible for you will pop up in your memory, from your memory as thought or dream, or maybe think like some emotional upsurge, and then you can remain as the witness of that and try to understand. And this is a big work which has to be done if we are really intending to what you call develop in the understanding about ourselves. Otherwise, the other side will open. The other side is no trust. Having no trust with anybody. You're doubting your partner all the time. And then create a lot of imaginative stories to justify your position. To justify your position. You're right all the time. And cooking up stories to convince others. If you are trying to convince somebody else, there is a doubt. You're not clear about it, you have certain doubts, so you try to confirm yourself. As part of confirming yourself, you are trying to convince others by cooking up stories. Stories cannot be something which can support you to transform. So when you look there, you can see a lot of complex system is working. And if a person, as we have seen in the first chakra, if a person is really creating certain patterns of behavior, their brain will be wired up in that way that they cannot get out of this. Like imaginative stories, if you try to make, somebody asks you, where are you going? And you may be not in a position to say where I am going. You can very well say that I cannot say to you where I am going. But that will challenge your personality as understood by them. And so you said that I am going somewhere. Or you say something else which is not true. Every time when you say something which doesn't go with the actual, certainly there is a conflict. So at the end, this becomes, this is the wiring of the nerve system. And if you do something in a certain pattern for a little time, that will become your character, because the brain can only work in this way after some time. Then we have no control over it, because you have already set the program. A new program we have set it. And that program will continue unless you change the program. To intervene with the already existing program, which is actually creating troubles, certainly that needs to be changed. So the restlessness grows, and you feel that it is not easy for me to pull on with my life, and so you seek support from someone who knows it. Either you go to the psychologist, or to a master, or to someone whom you respect, or you go to books, or nowadays go to Google, and they mislead you a lot. So that is why it is very important to someone who has the experience to do this and to support. And